Hi, it's Emily with Emily Talks. Welcome back. Today I want to talk about something really cool that I saw recently that is giving me a lot of information about what I want to do with my channel and how I want to connect with you and what kind of message that I intend to give you, because that's important. Like, what else is my channel about than connecting with you? I mean, obviously there's benefits for myself and those are important. But my purpose, my drive for this is really to share a message of love and hope with you. So I love juggling the Jenkins, Tiffany Jenkins. I have been following her story for I don't know, 2 years or whatever, however long she's been posting. I kind of think I caught her pretty early in the game as she was posting about struggles with, trying to recover from addiction, have her life put together, be a good mom, all of these different things, struggling with her weight. And she spent a lot of time talking about how difficult it was and what the challenges were that she was facing that felt insurmountable, and how much negative self-talk she was encountering. And she did it in this really cute and fun and approachable way that showed how she could still be this really impactful person while also being, incredibly uncertain of her own value and overwhelmed with feelings of worthlessness and self-sabotage, a lack of self-love. And, I connected with that message, and so did a lot of other people. And she just recently shared a video. She's come back after taking some time off to focus on her health, to become a better person. And she's come back looking super healthy, just glowing with this awesome energy. And she put into the video, I don't want anybody coming at me saying you've changed, when what they mean is that I no longer am in, essentially the same rut as others. She says she was sharing all of these things about her journey, about struggling with food and struggling with anxiety, depression, all of these things, and it made her relatable. And the issue with her audience, they didn't feel like they could connect with her anymore because she had evolved. That was the word that she used, was evolved. And there's something very particular that I want to do with my channel that is along that same line of how do I connect with you? What kind of connection do I want to have with my vulnerabilities about what I struggle with, without wallowing in them with this sense of nihilistic glee of, I might as well laugh about, the world burning down around me, because what else am I going to do? I feel so hopeless and powerless against the challenges that I face. And that's not the message that I want to have. The other thing is too, I was talking about this the other day in my interview with Robert and A.B. Nasir, where I was talking about some of the channels that I see where people have come out of abusive relationships and are trying to share healing with others. But how they do that is they, what I've seen particularly with two people who, one is a narcissist and one had left a relationship with a narcissist, and I've seen a lot of their content, and they focus on the narcissistic behaviors. They expose them. They do role play, showing what narcissism looks like, and those microaggressions, those tiny little death by 1,000 cuts, gaslighting, all of those things. And, I've experienced a lot of my own trauma with, all of the little tiny interactions and pieces that have led up to the distress and the challenges that I feel today. That I'm sure you have a story and a set of experiences that you could relate to mine. But I don't want to focus on those. The word that I used in the interview that I did with Robert and Amy was voyeurism, because I feel that, at least for myself, I get like this kick out of knowing that I'm not the only one, that, oh, this person's being exposed just like I want all of the things that happened to me to be exposed. But that doesn't come from a place of I wish you well, which I talked about in one of my shorts. If you haven't seen that short on my YouTube channel, I wish you well is this concept of, there's somebody in my life that has done something that's upsetting for me, that's hurtful, that, in some way it just doesn't sit right with me, to the point where I'm dwelling on that issue. I'm dwelling on that interaction or on that person. And in order to release what I'm holding into me about my feelings about the interaction or that person or my relationship with that person, is to say, I wish you well, because it gives them back whatever it was that was between you guys. Whatever it was between me and that person, when I wish them well, I think of, they interacted with me in this kind of way, or they have this particular trait, and I want to see them do well on their journey. I don't hold on to what it did to me or how I felt about it. I think about that person owns that action. Doesn't belong to me. My experience is my own. But that action that happened to me or happened between us is not mine. As far as what is theirs, what they brought to that situation, it belongs to them, and it's part of their journey. Their journey onto happiness, joy, love, prosperity, productivity, healthy relationships, calm, self-acceptance, self-love. All of those things that I want in my life, every other person wants those things. And if they don't readily identify that they want those things, I wish them well in that journey too. So that moment that I wish someone well is the moment that I let go of all of the, poison flowing through my veins from the hurt that has happened, or the disappointment, or, whatever that conflict is. I've released it back out into the universe, given themselves their own identity by honoring that identity and honoring that these are all things that belong to that person. And then I send them off with well wishes on their journey forward, whether I'm part of that journey or not. I wish them well. So, when it comes down to this message from Tiffany Jenkins, where she said, I'm not sorry. Don't come at me. I have evolved. She's no longer going to do these videos about, I don't want to use the word wallowing. I just not really sure what else, because she wasn't wallowing. She was having a good time, but she was intimately sharing the anxiety, the depression, the sense of worthlessness, helplessness that she felt from this place of self-deprecating humor. And I don't want to focus on any of those things. I want to be someone who talks about my vulnerabilities and my struggles from a sense of there's hope, there's growth. I want to connect with you with my imperfections so that you see that they're here, while I'm giving this message of what I'm implementing in my life. Even if I'm doing it really imperfectly. Today, I got pretty darned upset with my son last night. I even told him, the way that I was feeling was I could spank him for what was going on. I gave up spanking a long time ago because I recognized it as physical assault. If I wouldn't do it to a grown-up to change the way that they behave, like if I wouldn't, as a manager, spank my employee to get them to do what I want, or if I had, a partner, a life partner, and they weren't agreeing with me, I would never hit them to get them to change their minds or to get them to listen to me. I would never ever do that stuff. I got that information, that parallel from my little brother when we were talking about corporal punishment as abuse. And I gave that up a long time ago, but it doesn't mean that I still struggle deeply with living a good life. I also have gained a ton of information that through employing that information and those principles, I can have a really fantastic life, and I'm already experiencing that. So I really want to give kudos to Tiffany for not apologizing, refusing to apologize, that her content is no longer relatable to people who want to feel connected with someone who isn't growing and who doesn't, or who continues to want to just make a joke of being in a dark and difficult place. It's not that she was doing some disservice to herself or others per se to have that place of comedy coming from, her own hurt. But that very precisely, my channel, my intention is always going to come from, I don't want to fester in the upset. I tell you, I have so many things that I could say about how I've been hurt, what kind of traumas have happened to me, the disgusting details of all of that stuff. And I've done that in my life. I've dug deep into it because it was, I guess it was part of my grief journey. But it wasn't helpful? No. It was a tough step that lasted me many years as I, went through several layers of everything that I have experienced in my life and the conflict that it has caused for me making good judgments within my own life, things that I should be owning. Working through all of that, I just realized what a disservice hyper-focusing on any of those things are, or mulling through them, or giving it a laugh. Like, all of that's appropriate for some time and some place, and I still think it's kind of funny. I still watch Rick and Morty and listen to Mindless Self-Indulgence. If you don't know about either of those, you probably know about Rick and Morty, but Mindless Self-Indulgence, check out the description, because they are full of taking deep delight in self-destruction. I still listen to them today. There's a time and a place for that. And maybe there isn't a time and a place, but I enjoy it. Doesn't mean that that's what I'm going to bring to you to share in how I am changing. I don't think that it's helpful for the way that I want to impact the world, and I want to impact you on your journey, the way that I want to impact myself when I think forward to my future. I don't want to be laughing about the things that harm me, because I really feel that that's coming from a place of being stuck. And it is incredibly challenging. I feel stuck at times, and I can talk about that, but I don't want to indulge in that and share that with you as the thing that we are having a commonality over, where you come to my channel to be with your stuck feeling. because that's not the impact that I want to make. I don't want to further that or strengthen that experience by sharing that with you. And I'm sure that there are people out there who that's what they want to do, and there are places that you can go to be part of that. Just like I said, I have my places with Rick and Morty and Mindless Self-Indulgence, the music. I have a friend who does the best posts that are, nihilistic humor. Let's watch the world burn and sing and laugh to it. And, it's just not what I'm offering. So, kudos, Tiffany. I'm so excited for you. And I feel that same excitement for the woman that you have been, because she is still who you are today. She had in her everything that is allowing you to have your success now. That woman had all of that within her, and then it's just being expressed now. I think that that's a beautiful part of human potential, is anything that we will ever do moving forward in our lives was already within us. It just needed that opportunity to be expressed. All of the beauty, love, joy, productivity, all of the value that we can pursue and create, maintain, every action and thought and feeling already exists within me to express, within you to express. And you're just going to meet up with that future where it happens. And, when I talk about, what is the impression that I want to make? How do I want to move the world? It's through this message. I am really excited to keep sharing these ideas with y'all, and I hope that you keep returning. If you have anything that you would like to share that's a happy moment in your life, or a way that you're able to reinforce that positive feeling, or just something that you refer to that is kind of that joyful nihilism, drop it in the comments. I want to be able to know who you are and what kind of life you're living, and get a connection. So I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Namaste.